Hey, what's going down, savages? Welcome to another episode of This Savage Life, episode 42. I'm your host, Stéphane Paulin. And on today's episode, I had the pleasure of talking to rapper, actor, wrestler Brad Alekxis this past weekend. Brad is another one of those guys that I met through the business of professional wrestling. He's a pro wrestler. And from the first moment I saw this guy, he's one of those guys that, you meet and you see in the ring and you're like, God damn, that shit's funny. That shit's good. Like, natural born heel, this guy is, in my opinion. And I love everything. Like, I love how he is. I love how he gets the heat. It's beautiful to see. And a great fucking guy. And I was interested in talking to him. He went through a pretty severe injury early this year before this pandemic, and a really bad leg injury. We talked about it on the podcast, and I just wanted to see how he was doing and how he took it and his point of view from it. And we did talk about that. We also talked about a lot of different stuff, but we did talk about that, and I was just interested in talking to the guy. He's very charismatic, and he shoots it from the hip. Like he doesn't hide who he is at all. He's very transparent, and I fucking appreciate that in people, and that's why I invited him, and I was really happy when he said yes. So it's a great conversation, and I really hope you enjoy it with Brad Alekxis.
Invest in your talents.
So seriously though, how you been during this fucking fucked up times?
It's the shits for everyone, but I've been at home trying to stay busy. So trying to stay busy. I do sketches. I found out how to use a green screen more.
That's
so
awesome. I saw that.
that. And I actually stopped. I haven't been watching a lot of wrestling. At the beginning of my injury, I was watching wrestling a lot, but since the whole pandemic stuff and the wrestling, there's no crowd. I can't watch it.
You're having a hard time with that, huh?
Oh man, I can't. I watched WrestleMania just because it was WrestleMania, but I really have a hard time. On Mondays, I don't even think about wrestling anymore. It's weird.
It's the same here. And like for me, I was already not watching a lot of wrestling before all this happened. For some reason, I couldn't get behind Raw and SmackDown. Even when the crowd was there, I just couldn't get behind the storylines. And sometimes the fact that you watch a 3-hour show and there's fucking 3 wrestling matches, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, where's the wrestling?
I get mad. That's why I watch more old stuff.
Yeah, right?
I watch things from the 90s, late 90s, early 90s, 80s, way before something from 2000 and on.
And I notice it more with my son, because my son used to watch Raw, SmackDown, NXT, UK, 205. Like, he watched it all. And now you'd ask him, and he's like, he barely watches it now. He can't.
Yeah.
He's having a hard time with the no fan. He doesn't get it. And he's like, and it makes a huge difference, because they're putting together these 25-minute matches now because they're so limited with the amount of talent that wants to work. So you see
too late.
Yeah, it's like now they're putting on these long matches just to fill a 3-hour slot.
Yeah.
And a 25-minute match is mostly amazing most of the time. And when there's no crowd, it gets long after a while. You're like, shit, man.
There's just those moments when it's just quiet, and when you're wrestling, you're not really used to working a match, and within like 10 minutes that you're still not hearing anything.
Yeah.
It's weird, man. The only thing that's good about those shows is that when you're doing a promo, it's almost like a Shakespeare monologue. Everything's quiet, and you just hear the wrestler talking. I find that beautiful, but you can't have a 3-hour show of a guy just talking on a mic.
I know. That's the thing, right? And then they're trying to have all these different segments, and it doesn't feel like it should. There's something weird about it, and I can't get behind it. And like I said, already I wasn't watching a lot of their product. So
the movie-esque wrestling matches too, like, it's cool, but you can't do that all the time.
Yeah.
Like now, how many matches are we gonna see? Like the Boneyard match. So many people are gonna do it now. Now,
Yeah.
by this time next year, no one's wanting to see a cinematic match anymore. So it's like I don't know how to take it. I can't watch wrestling. I can't.
Have you
So,
even checked out AEW?
nope,
No, right?
no. And AEW, I was watching them when they had crowd, and even with that, once the whole no crowd thing happened, and coming out with an injury, I got my leg broke in January. So I'd say within when February rolled around and I came and I had to go to LDDC Wrestling to vacate my belt. I think from that day on, I was just like, I don't want to think about wrestling right now. I want to get my head clear and want to get healed up. So I just stopped watching wrestling. I stopped thinking about Quebec wrestling too. So it's just like, and especially with the whole no crowd thing.
Yeah.
So I'd give it a little break ski.
How's the leg, by the way? Let's talk about that. That was kind of fucked up, no?
Oh, it's my first big injury. I hope it's my last. It was crazy. It was scary, man. Like it was really scary. There was some dark moments in there, and you have to stay positive. But there's times that you're just like you don't think that you'll come back, and then you start thinking of things that were supposed to happen for you. I had a good year planned for me, but with the pandemic happening, it's almost good that I broke my leg because I would have been in California when they're starting down the lockdown.
Oh shit.
So I'm kind of happy in a way that, but at the same time, it was a dream to wrestle out in California. So, there's a time there was that. So that really, I was sad for that, but, you got to heal yourself. And that's what, I'm selfish in a way because that's what I was thinking about. When the moment it happened, people would think, oh, it hurts or what's going on? How do I get home? Or do I have to go to ambulance? I was literally thinking I have a flight in 2 weeks.
Fuck.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was hard for me, but now I'm walking around a bit. What sucks is that I was supposed to have another doctor appointment. So to let me know if I could do any sports or not. Pandemic happened. I called my doctor 2 weeks ago. My doctor is not available. I didn't even speak to anybody. I spoke to an answering service. So I got to wait until doctors get back. Doctors, physios get back for them to tell me if I'm able to do sports. So on my side, I just get trained and try to start doing things. Like I haven't started running. I barely walk outside. I've walked in my own place, but it's long, man. You gotta really, really find things to do. That first 2 months, you don't wish that pain among someone that you hate.
Wow. What bone did you break? Was it the ankle or was it the leg?
The tibia and fibula.
Shit.
And I broke it three different. Well, I thought it was 3 different spots, and then when I went back after I had the cast on, I was like, yeah, in 3 spots. I just like said it like that, and the doctor's like, 3? You broke your leg in 4 different spots, and I was like, so what? So yeah, my fibula broke in 1 spot. Fibula is the small one, and then the tibia broke in 3 different spots, but they're all clean breaks. That's what was the positive thing about it. I'm like, and the doctor was telling me that's the positive thing. They're clean breaks. I'm like, how could that be positive? But when when they explain it to you and they tell you how legs heal and like a clean break on a bone heals faster than it just breaking halfway through or that. So I had to thank God I didn't have no compound fractures, anything like that. It was a clean break, and it hurts. I sometimes still go through surges of pain. I'll be fine, and then like for 15 minutes I'm driving in pain, but it's all part of the healing process. I want to get back in the ring, but I got to be patient. I want to get back to the gym. Got to be patient. It's the best thing I could say to someone who breaks a bone is just be patient. I know you're gonna want to come back fast, or you're gonna want to do things quicker than you should, but just be patient, because the more patient that you are, you'll heal faster, and you'll know your own threshold of pain too. Like I could deal with some sort of pain, some people can't. Like I gauge myself not to take as much pills as the doctors were telling me to take. They gave me morphine and extra strength Tylenols and stuff like that. And like, I was supposed to take morphine every 6 hours. And
Fuck.
I know, it's crazy. I was in the whole day, I was supposed to take 4 morphines. And I'm like, no. I took 1 maybe in a day when I first got out of the hospital. And then after that, I just gauged it out. Okay, can I take the pain or not? I usually wait 15 minutes, 20 minutes, see if the pain will keep going on. And if it does, then I'll take the morphine. But man, that shit knocks you the fuck out. Oh man. My buddies would come here and just keep me company. And I'd be in pain, so I'd take a morphine. And within 15 to 20 minutes, I'd be talking zombie-like. And they'll be like, yeah, Brad, we're going to go now. Have a good day, man. What are you talking about? I would realize that I'm talking slow, but I can't. Oh, man, it's crazy. I don't even know how people take that as a recreational drug, let alone to make yourself feel good. But
it numbs everything. It's like,
it doesn't even help the pain. It's just to numb everything. And when I went back for the first checkup with the doctor, I asked her, could you prescribe me weed instead of morphine?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know how to prescribe you weed. And I'm like, what? So doctors are not educated enough of how to prescribe people weed or what dosage to give them or whatever it is for pain. But for morphine, let's go. How much do you want?
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand how that works.
It's way more dangerous than morphine or any of those fucking pills than weed. It's insane. And they prescribe it, you're right, because they'll write you a prescription the minute you go in for a broken nose. Like sometimes, like I got my nose broken and it was just a slight, it was barely broken. It hurt. And they offered me pain medication. I'm like, man, I don't need no pain medication for a little, like.
When I was in the hospital, they would come every 4 hours to give you pills. And sometimes I tell them, no, I don't want it. I'm okay. And the nurse would literally tell me, go ahead, it's free. Just take them while you're here. And I'm like, what the? So if I don't have the willpower to, no, it's okay. The person who, well, like most people are automatically trained, whatever the doctor tells you, do it.
Yeah.
Or whatever a nurse tells you, do it. So if they're telling you, oh, take the pill, but you just take the pill and you don't even think about it. But sometimes I'm still drugged from the last one that you gave me 4 hours ago. Wow. I'm good, and they're like, no, take more. No, I'm good. No, we're going to leave it here with the water. So when you're ready, take it. Wow.
It's insane. They kind of peddle. It's like they're trying to get you hooked almost.
They want you, but, and like, I understand a lot, they're understaffed. So it's almost like you have some good nurses, but you'll have those asshole nurses like, oh, fuck, I'm tired of this bitch always fucking buzzing me in, da-da-da. So they want you to be drugged so you can be sleeping half the time.
Makes their job easier.
It's not even because, and that's what I mean, the morphine wasn't even for my leg. It was just really so you get numbed out and not even think about your leg. Tylenol goes more for your leg because it concentrates wherever you have pain in your body, But morphine was just to fuck you up. So that's when I'm like, wow. Anyway, man, like that's why when they told me I could leave, which I left the day after the surgery, I was out.
Yeah,
I stayed there one more day. It's toxic almost, but they need more staff. Kids got to go more into nursing, doctors, but no one wants to do it if they're not getting paid enough.
After all this is over in a couple of years, I think they're going to be pressuring a lot of the government to get paid way more money. And they deserve it. They fucking should. They definitely should.
Let's be honest. Doctors should be paid more than sports players. Doctors should get $5 million contracts every year and stuff like that. Not sports players. They should put sponsorships on hospitals.
Jesus, man. Yeah.
Because, doctors save lives. A baseball player hits a home run, 30 home runs in a year. Like, what are we really praising? Like, yeah, they bring in money because people want to watch it, but I don't know. Maybe you could outsource that money somewhere else, but then they're going to be, they have to make their money and owners, and people are going to get mad, yada, 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 yada. I'm talking out of my ass. But still, it's just, why would a baseball player make that much money, but a doctor is making maybe $10,000 more than a guy who cleans the streets.
It probably all has to do with how much the investment is bringing you back, right? Like in sports,
Yeah.
they're willing to pay $25 million for 1 year, but
Yeah.
because the owner of the team knows he's going to get 250 mil back just by having that player play for that team, right? And hitting home runs and everything. The doctors, they kind of go like, I'll pay you 5 million or a million, whatever money they make. But like hospitals probably fucking don't have a harder time making fucking money because they have to pay so much for all sorts of different things, I guess. It's
They don't
fucked
have
up
enough.
because they
They don't
deserve
get
so much
enough money.
more. Yeah. And the government is in charge of giving them all that money at the same. It's like you're working for the health. You're working for the health of people, but then at the back end, you're getting paid by the government all behind this, and they're in control of how much money you get at the end of the year.
And I never understood the whole pharmaceuticals business of like, if a doctor prescribes you certain drugs, they get a cut off of it and stuff like that. I don't understand that. People shouldn't get a cut off prescribing drugs to people.
It's insane if you think about it, because they'll peddle out any fucking drug because someone else is telling them, look, I'll give you a cut every pill you sell. I'm going to give you a big cut. They're like, yeah, of course I'm going to sell that fucking thing.
That's why it goes into what nurses give you painkillers every 2 minutes at the hospitals. Well, we have so many of them, we have to give it to you anyways. If not, it's going to be garbage probably. So it's already paid for.
At any point during this injury at first, did you think I'm done? It's over?
Yeah, man.
For real?
Oh,
yeah.
It really fucked with my brain. But what really hurt me, like as I was telling you, like I was supposed to go to California, and give or take, we know some things that are happening in storyline wise. So I know it's not about championships, but I was slated to win 2 championships, and I already had one with the LEDC. So
yeah,
I could say it was supposed to be probably a big year for me, and that happened. And then what the doctor's saying to you, I don't know if you'll ever be able to walk properly again, and then let alone to wrestle. That was like stabbing me and then turning it slowly and looking at you right deeply in the eye and turning the knife. You know, I was like, don't tell me that shit. So, the first times I started doing like exercises and stuff, and I really like, okay, I kind of gauged knowing how long it would be and like it would hurt, but him to tell me that, oh, you're gonna walk funny the rest of your life kind of thing, I was like, no, I won't. So I started like looking into things. I looked in a lot into Psycho Sid's injury.
Yeah.
How like I heard an interview about him saying that he came back too early. He had a shoulder injury and then he broke his leg kind of thing. So he came back too early from another injury, and then which can happen, another injury happened. So don't come back too early. That's what I was thinking. So the pandemic really kind of eased the pain, because if there was no coronavirus, I think it would have been way much harder to see people like continuing doing their things, and then like me not even be able to go to shows.
Yeah.
It would have been hard. I was easy about it. It was only really when I got into the ring and I had to give away the belt, it really like hit me. And I was like, fuck, I'm not going to do this for a while. I didn't even say bye to people that night. After I did the speech, I got my stuff and I left. People were saying bye, and I'll talk to you later. I was really emotional. I didn't want to be there anymore. So like, injuries really, 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 really like mess with you mentally, and you have to be strong. You have to be able to tell yourself that like, I will come back. If you're not going to be able to come back, that you could still be involved. Like, there's things that are way worse that could happen. So like, there's things that you could use to help you get through it. Like, like I could have broke my neck. The way I fell, I could have broke my neck. I like glazed my head and then I fell on towards my leg. So I could have broke my neck. Maybe I could have not walked. I could have died. Yeah. So it's like we could have died on walking into the ring. So like there's dangers. There's so many dangers on what we're doing that you have to be like, hey, it could have been on anything else. I could have got hurt getting to the venue. So
before your match warming up, you could get hurt anytime. I started telling people this. It's hard sometimes as a pro wrestler because a lot of us, it's our identity. 100%. You're a pro wrestler. You're not, and people, a lot of the fans, you see you as a pro wrestler. Most of your friends see you as a pro wrestler, and it's an identity that can be taken away instantly. One bad bump, one bad injury, it's over. You're no longer a pro wrestler because your body doesn't allow you to do it anymore. And then you go, then if I'm not a pro wrestler, what the fuck am I? Like, what am I? Like, and then you have to, now I have to figure that shit out. I was too busy killing it and making my way up the ladder. And now I'm like, fuck, I can't do
some
that
people
anymore.
don't know it. I don't have no college degree. I finished high school and I didn't go pursue things in college or whatever like that. From there, I just gutted it out. I worked. I worked in restaurants. I worked in other jobs. I've wrestled. I've done dabbled in acting stuff. Like I've worked jobs where I could have a weekend kind of thing to go and do ventures like wrestling and things like that. So when I got injured, it was just like I realized a lot of shit. 'Cause like that's almost like a 20 years of just like you're on a run of like every day is like every weekend you're a celebrity on the weekend kind of thing, or like you're doing shit that other people dreamed of doing. That like there's some people that would look at wrestling, okay, you wrestle in front of 100 people, you wrestle in front of 1,000 people, but some people just look at wrestling as a niche of like, oh, you're doing wrestling shit. For me, I love it. I love doing shows and stuff like that on the weekend. So like for it to just stop, bam, like that, whoa. It was like just a dead stop. It was so weird, like on a weekend, not to be able to do anything, not to go out. I'm on the run so much. It made me realize so much things during this. Like now, I want to go get a degree to be a chef because I just been cooking so much during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I fucking love cooking, and I realize that only now that I love to cook. I've been working in restaurants so much that I never realized that I love to cook. But I've been in restaurants most of my life. So like, it's almost like a give or take. I should have noticed that. But like I said, I've been on the run so much that I don't realize things. Like I had an amazing girlfriend, but I broke up with her because I was always on the run. But during this injury, I realized shit. And like, we're probably going to get back together now. It's like, there's just so much shit you don't realize because not just in life, not just wrestling. Like we're on the run so much that you don't have the minute just to be like, what's going on?
That's so true.
So the injury, people could say it's crazy, but like it made me realize a lot of things. I stopped smoking cigarettes.
That's good.
I mean, like, well, I haven't drank for a while. I haven't drank, so I don't drink. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I got in touch with a side of me because I portray myself as such an asshole on the internet because of my character all the time that no one ever even sees a soft side of me because I never even open. I don't like to open up to people anyways.
Yeah.
So being injured, you almost forcibly see that side of me. But there's so much people saying thank you to me and shit like that. I almost stay in character, but like you have to like almost like say, well, thank you for checking out for me or looking out on me. So much outpouring of people that I don't even fucking know, saying I hope you're gonna get better. I'm not gonna answer back to them, go fuck yourself, you know. Kind of respect.
But it's hard. It's hard because you stay on all the time, right? Especially someone like you that worked so many. Like you were working every weekend, 2-3 times a weekend. You're on social media. You have to be on all the time. You're playing up to the people because that that's your money. That's your money right there. And then when you need now you can't now you don't need to have it on, right? The pandemic number one, but your injury number two, and you're like, what the fuck? Now you kind of discover this place because now you're like, I'm that person that I'm normally not like more and more of the time, right?
And it fucked with me a bit because like it was even, I'll tell you a story. There's a girl from my high school actually, and I didn't even hear this directly. I heard this through the grapevine that she was telling people that I'm a womanizer. But this is all because of what she sees on Facebook. So she sees within my gimmick of promos that I share that, oh, what an asshole, what a piece of shit. But she can't separate that that's wrestling and it's not real life. But I have to take it as a compliment because I do my job so well that she actually thinks it's my real life what's going on, but it's a gimmick going on. So
You're getting the heat. You're getting the heat.
So it's crazy, but at the same time, that's what I'm asking for. But right now, I'm kind of getting a break from it. But hell,
You know, I not to like compare your injury, but I got injured actually right before the pandemic as well. And it was in a match you were supposed to be in, but you were taken out because of your injury. It was the tag team match.
Oh, shit.
And I suffered a concussion. Not in that match, but most likely the doctor said you were probably running with a concussion and then you kept wrestling. And then that one hit just took you out. And I struggled really bad for a few weeks after, like, it was of all the concussion I've had, and I've had a few, it's probably one of the worst. And it was nothing, right? And it gave me time, like you, to like kind of like, I had already made my peace when they told me like, you're not going to be able to wrestle for a few months, like you need to take a break. I had already made my peace that, okay, wrestling is done for me. Now I need to either focus this energy on something else. And then the pandemic hit, and then that took a lot of my time because I have kids and I have family. I have to take care of them. But I'll be honest, the first few weeks after my injury, like I was used to running every Saturday, right? You go through that. I always go through the same things. Like the Thursday, I start thinking about my match on Saturday or Sunday. Then I get that anxious anxiety, not anxiety, but that
you get the butterflies. Right?
Yeah. Like Friday night, I start thinking, especially if I know that I'm more and more, because I've been doing it a bit more now. I get to wrestle guys that I'm like, oh shit, like I have to be on point this Saturday. Like I'm always like that, but sometimes you wrestle guys that like vets, like guys like
put it up a notch or something.
Yeah. Like so I always go through the same process. So by the time I get the fucking curtains are right in front of me, I'm like amped up, ready to go. Plus my persona is like fucking like, like really amped up. It took me a few weeks not to go through that process automatically. Like I had to tell myself I'd go to bed on a Thursday night and I couldn't sleep. I didn't understand why. And I'd have to tell myself, dude, you're not wrestling Saturday. You don't need to go through this fucking process. Calm the fuck down.
I was thinking about gimmicks when I was getting out of the surgery. Like you're sitting in the bed there and you're like, okay, when I come back, I'm like already thinking like, well, I have pins and I have nails in my leg here and I got pins over there and I got a metal rod there. If I kick guys, like that could be my finishing move if I do that. I'm already thinking things and I'm like, okay, you gotta calm down. I got like 6 to 8 months to go over here.
Yeah.
Let alone if I could move like that, but let alone to come back, So I'm already thinking about like I could do that, like, or maybe I can come back and with a mask on and no one will know what I'm doing and stuff like that. So it's like you're automatically thinking that or like you're saying, you have your routines and stuff. Yeah. I'll be watching matches on Monday and Tuesday. If I'm fighting a big guy, maybe I'm watching big guy matches, or if I'm fighting a high flyer, maybe I'll watch a different kind of match, So I'll be like, hey, I'm not wrestling this weekend. Hey, I don't have 2 shows this weekend, or I don't have, I'm not going to Ottawa or I'm not going there, And you're just like, wow, okay, whoa. And so like, there's a time also that you go through a moment of like a time that you just don't want to do anything at all. Like I didn't want to write music. I didn't want to do sketches. I didn't want to watch wrestling. I didn't want to do anything. I was so mad. You get mad at yourself. You get sad. You like when I mean that you don't want to watch wrestling because you're pissed off that watching wrestling, you're like, fuck, that should be me.
Yeah.
I should be doing it right now. Or you'd watch a promo of one of the boys kind of thing, and you're like, oh fuck, I could have done way better than that bullshit. Like, be me, but you can't. You're out. So it's one of the hardest things I had to deal with wrestling wise, like to be out that long. Never been out that one.
And you've been doing this, what, 2006?
Well, I trained. Well, 2001 to 2004, I was at ICW, but people don't count that record-wise because like there's no history records of ICW stuff. But that's wrestling every week. But a good 3 years of that, I was a ref. So let's say like one and really from 06, I guess I've been wrestling on. So I've been doing it for a good while, man. 15, 17 years.
That's
and
awesome.
That's another thing. There's a good 5 years that I just don't even know how many matches I did. Wrestling I was telling that to my buddy the other day. I'm like, we wrestled like maybe for 4 years at ICW every week for 4 years. I don't know how many matches I did. Some nights that maybe I did 2 matches. I remember a time at ICW where I had like 50% ownership kind of thing. And we didn't have a lot of wrestlers that night. I wrestled literally the whole entire fucking card. So I did 5 matches in one show. I don't know how I did that. I don't know if there's a tape of that. I'm surprised. And that's when I used to smoke cigarettes. So I don't know how I didn't die. So there's just so many matches that I've done.
And this is would have been your longest stretch without wrestling by far.
06 to 08. I just took a stop because I was wrestling on the indies at that point, in Montreal and in Ontario a bit. And then CPW in Ontario had closed. And I think it was FLQ Wrestling had closed. And then I was just like, whatever. And I just stopped wrestling for a bit. And then I went to a show. And I ended up being in the show without being planned to be in the show. A wrestler came and got me, and I just jumped the rail and went on from there. But 2 years stoppage, and then from there, like really from 2012 till now, I've been wrestling really every weekend. Like I say, from 2012, so a good 8 years.
That's a hard grind.
Yeah. Like, I really haven't stopped. I really haven't like, okay, I'm going to take a month off or I'm going to take 2 months off. No, I just kept going.
Wow. It's hard to imagine. Like I've only been doing it for 4 years and it was slow at first, right? You start and it's like once you're wrestling at one place once a month. So you're only wrestling once a month. And then if you're good, somewhat good, then you go like, oh, now someone else wants, then you go. Within a year and a half, I was wrestling every weekend. And I was like, fuck, you get into this routine where you're like, it's like I said, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you go in through your paces and you wrestle. But I started late in the business. So for me, I was just trying to cram as much knowledge, as much experience as possible, as fast as possible. So
that's what to do.
Yeah.
That's one thing I regret. Because in the beginning of my career, I just stayed at ICW when I could have exploited so many places, but I was like not in a comfort zone, but I just really didn't care. I didn't care about going out and check out other places. I was like, okay, there's a place to wrestle. I can wrestle here every week. Okay, cool. And that's what I really cared about, like at a place. And there were a place that they were doing shows every week at a time. No one was doing that. So in my like little Mark wrestling heart, I'm like, we get to do it's like a place that's like Raw where we get to do a show every week and then we'll have a big show at the end of the month, you know? So instead of going to a place where you're doing a show once a month and most of the guys were 200 pounds and higher. So I would have just been like, I'll be the little guy gets tossed around every week. So that was the thing. But nowadays, the rookie guys, younger guys in the business, they have the privilege to go around and check all these places, and that's cool. They have schools to go to, but before didn't do that. That's why nowadays, or before my injury, I was just getting booked everywhere I can, and I took a pride in that because there were some places that wrestlers weren't able to work. Let's say they will be at one place, but they can't work at the other one. But I would be doing both of them because I just didn't get involved in no one's fucking fuckery. Yeah. Keep your nose out of your business and just do your shit. That's your shit.
It's one of the things when I started working and you know, people tell you, they're warned at first, right? Watch out for, you know, you don't want to get, like, I'm a guy that likes to be involved as much as possible, but I don't want to get tangled up in anybody's drama. If I'm not involved directly in it, I don't want to be adjacent to it just because I'm bumping, just because me and you are cool. I don't want to catch your heat because you're like, so I'm trying, like, people, they'll say, oh, you're too neutral. I'm like, I don't give a fuck, man. I I worry about me, right?
You're neutral, you'll make money.
Exactly. Because I don't want to burn any bridges, because who fuck knows, right? Who the fuck knows? Like, you could be on top of the world one weekend, and then the fucking following weekend, everybody forgets about you. And people, especially nowadays, it's like fucking the turnaround is like, you get hot, you get cold, you get hot. It's like, it's a grind. And that's why when I see guys like you that fucking every weekend, as much as possible, you get that it's a slow build at the end of the day. Like that fucking rocket that catches fire, it's so rare that they that flash in the pan, you know?
You got to create your own shit too, and you got to create your hype too. Like, I wanted to touch on two things at the same time. They're like, you're saying how, like, you don't want to get, you want to be neutral. Like, I'll give an example. People in the beginning of my career, people are like, stay away from Drew. You're not going to learn anything. I never did really stuff with Drew until like maybe 2015. I wrestled him, and everything was cool, whatever, you know. And when I started working at the Chamber like 2 years ago, he treated me like a king, never had problems with him. So like, all those 10 years in the beginning of my fucking career where people are like, don't work with him, da-da-da-da. This is all beef that these people had with him.
Yeah.
And they were just trying to put that on me. But me, young me, I don't know fucking shit, fuck all. You know what I mean? They're like, why is people telling me shit about? I don't know. I'll find out one day. So I never judged this guy, you know?
Yeah.
Until you work with him, nothing happened. He didn't fucking beat me up or nothing like that. I worked at his school. Nothing happened. So why? That's what I'm saying. Until you have a beef with the person personally,
yeah,
I don't give a shit what they're fucking doing. Because maybe that beef that you have with them is because out of jealousy that you have. Who knows? We don't know the story.
There's a lot of that in the business, that's for sure.
And I mean, people could be jealous of him because he has his own school. He's a black man in a wrestling world that is actually doing good for himself. They could be jealousy of that. So, yo, man, cheers to him. And do your thing. That's why I say do your thing. And I mean, if some people say that people are bad for you, judge it for yourself, man. And then that works for anything. And unless obviously there's a circumstance, if the guy's a murderer or some shit like that, then obviously it's a different story. But like, if it's just a hearsay of like, oh, he's a bad person. Okay, well, maybe he's a bad person for you. But he didn't do shit to me.
Yeah.
So,
you got to be willing to attempt to judge for yourself, like everybody in the business. Like I was telling, I forget who it was. I had someone on the podcast and I was saying it's funny because I went from a world where like I did MMA before, and you don't give a fuck about your opponent when you get into that cage of that ring. You live a different lifestyle. You're in there to murder that guy. Then you come into a business. I came into a business, professional wrestling, where you go to a show, you meet a guy that you've never met before, never spoken to before, and now you have to 100% put your trust and your well-being into that person. You have to automatically be able to judge that person, like, can I trust this guy or can I not trust this guy? And then make decisions on what you're going to allow him to do in a 10-minute period. It's fucked up if you really think about it.
A regular everydayer, if you said that to them, they wouldn't understand shit from shit. Why would you do that? Why would you let someone you don't know lift you above their heads and shoot you 10 feet onto a cement ground? You know what I mean? Like, people do not understand that. Like, I go across the country and tangle with somebody who I never met in my life and probably won't even see them again.
Yep.
Oh, man.
and you don't even think about it. Like, I don't think about these things until like I sit down, like I'll sit down here and I'll be like, man, or it comes up in a conversation with someone. It's not something that I worry about, because I find the more you worry about all these little things when you're wrestling, that's when you fuck up. That's when you get injured. That's when you think too much. Like, the people that have never gotten booed like you have, or cheered, or like, it's just, there's something that people don't understand about that feeling when you get a pop either way, right? You go, oh, I'm an artist. I can create something in this fucking ring that people are going to want to pay money to come see me. And I have to be willing to work with 1, 2, 3, fuck, I name it. There's so many different types of matches.
And sometimes it's even great when you can make them react before you even do the match.
Exactly.
Like,
by what you're saying.
Maybe the strum on the bass hit of your song will make someone react right away. Boo! And you're like, sometimes that, like, that's why I haven't changed my song in the longest time, because my original song, I changed it recently though. But before that, I think I went like maybe a good 5 years with the same song, while people are changing their song every 2 months. I'm like, don't change your song. My song, when people heard the bass hit on my track, people start booing right away, and they automatically know who was coming out, because I'm an artist, and I realized, hey, people now became accustomed to that song, so why am I going to change my song for? No. Just on that, I got heat, and I didn't even wrestle yet. So those are little things that people don't take into consideration. Of like, okay, well, continue doing your 20 bumps in a match. I just made somebody react, and I didn't even put my head through a curtain yet.
That counts too. People don't think it counts, because it's not it's like you're getting a pop, you're getting a reaction off just my music. Like, people haven't seen my face yet. The minute I walk through that curtain, they're going to boo me even more, and I haven't even taken a bump yet. And you're absolutely right. A lot of people, they don't take in consideration anything that goes outside of the ring. They go, it's all about how I look in the ring.
Some wrestlers don't even take in consideration that, because they're like, at the end, someone would be like, well, I'm losing tonight. That sucks.
Yeah.
No, you have to look at wrestling as an art of like, hey, sometimes I've gone home thinking that, hey, you know what? I did something cool today, and it wouldn't be the finish of the match. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be the entrance. It would be, I don't know. It would be a girl tripped me and made me fall into between the legs of a guy, which made his dick hurt. That would have been the moment of the night for me. It wouldn't be losing the match. It wouldn't be winning the match or anything like that. It would be something in the match that maybe a fan would have just laughed about it, and the show would have gone on and wouldn't even think about it. But for me, I would have laughed. That would have been the pinnacle of the night. But some wrestlers, they stay fixed on the win-loss shit. They lose what fucking wrestling is. It's like the people sitting on the goddamn crowd are watching a fucking movie, and they're seeing the beginning, they're seeing the plot, and they're seeing the end.
Yeah.
Maybe in that movie, your match was the comedic relief of that movie. It was the part where they're doing a fucking joke. That's it. And maybe your match was 30 seconds, and it was just something funny like that. You got pinned, and people are laughing. Maybe, and you small it down. Those two wrestlers, the wrestler who's losing, he's mad right now. Oh, it's not my character. I'm a big guy. Dude, tonight you are the comedic relief of the night. Because the next show, you're probably going to be the big bad guy that everyone's going to want to fucking hate. You're the fucking, the Hans Gruber of the fucking night, you know? You're going to be the pinnacle of the contention. Then someone else is going to be the supporting bad guy actor. Someone else people break down wrestling like that, then you're going to be fucking fine. But if you break it down to the point of like, I'm not winning tonight and I'm not getting the title, you're an idiot. I
100% agree. And it's hard to see for a lot. And I know but there's a thing that I know, you know, I had the privilege of going to and learning at Torture Chamber, and Drew, one of the things I remember him teaching us was that you have to realize that you're a match within 8 matches. There's a card. The card is the whole play from the 7:30 from bell time to bell at the end. Like, you're part of the whole show. It doesn't matter if your match is second, the main event, co-main event. But every match needs to know its place and what's the part in the whole show. If you're able to play through the whole show and be part of that, then people in the bit, other people are going to know, like, that guy, he can be counted on when he's asked to be done something. I asked that guy to do something, he does it every fucking time, doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
And he knows that he's second match today, he needs to bring him first match out of the curtain. Boom. Energy, bing, bang, boom. 6 minutes, we're done. Go home. You can sit in the back now. I'm like, I don't understand.
I almost would say that I base on my career on being a guy like that, and it got me booked everywhere. I'm not a yes man. I will talk back, but at the same time, I'm the easiest guy to book. I've done main events, just like I've done first matches, just like I've done before the intermission, after intermission. If you know your role, not of know your role in fucking business, but know your role in the line of the card. So you know, first match, you're gonna shine, but not shine to the point that you're gonna steal the whole fucking card. But some guys wrestle like that. Like, some guys are trained to, like, oh, you have to steal the show. But no, you have to set the pace. It's a movie. You have to set the pace. If the first scene in the movie is so fucking crazy and then the rest of the movie is dull, you didn't succeed of being, it's almost selfish in a point of, like, okay, well, the whole pacing of the show just got fucked up because of you. Okay, yeah, you had your good match. Oh yeah, you're praising about it, but you're spitting on everybody else who came to do a show.
They don't get the psychology of not only their matches, but the whole card at the same time, right?
But people just became too selfish nowadays. There's no, like, that's, since the territory, I find the territory shit got killed, people are just like, no, I just got to do my own shit. Fuck everybody. I'm not going to be here for long enough anyway. If you were wrestling at a place, let's say, more frequently and not at other places at the same time, let's say, you would actually work on your evolution of your character and shit like that. But since people are like, I'm wrestling here and then tomorrow I'm wrestling there and then tomorrow I'm wrestling there, you don't really care about following your story, let's say.
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't care what's going on here. Tomorrow I'm winning the belt here. I don't care what's going on here. I'm tag team champion there. Dude, stop following, man. I've won a title. There was one weekend that I won the LDDC championship, and then the next night I wrestled for the Cruiserweight championship at Torture Chamber. I could have said, well, I'm sorry, Drew. I won a title yesterday. I'm not taking the pin. I'm not winning. I have to win the belt. Bro, no. Because you know what? Half of the people at Torture Chamber, they didn't go to the show the night before. Because the people at Chamber, they want to see the people at Chamber. Yeah. The people at LDDC want to see the people at LDDC. And you know what? And there's another thing. LDDC is an 18-plus show.
It's not the same.
Your show's Torture Chamber is a family show. You know, so it's like, there's not even an argument. But there's it fucking pissing me off that there's guys that would actually use that as an argument. Well, dude, I won yesterday. Come on. Yeah. Like, dude, no, you're not understanding. You're not understanding. Like, hey, you're not understanding that it's Justin Turnbull's night that night. It was him. I'm just a piece in there. I'm the asshole element in that 4-way feud that was going on. Like, yeah. That I understand that, but there's other people that wouldn't understand that. But my over that night was coming out with 2 chicks and who were making it rain with the money.
That entrance was golden. I still have some of that fucking money in my house. My kids still play with that fucking money.
I still have it, just like an endless amount of it. But that was the point of the pinnacle of my night. Not even the match. It was that was amazing. But
yeah, it was amazing.
Some guys would have been like, no, I didn't win the belt. And you know why? It's because they got those regular, I always say regular everydayers, but it's just people that don't wrestle. So people who are not in the wrestling business would be like, hey, but did you win the belt though? Yeah. That's obviously the thing that you would say. It's like, oh, I had a great baseball match yesterday. It was great. Yeah, did you win? did you get a hit? That's what people would say. But well, I played to have fun. Yeah, but did you win though?
Did you win
So
though?
people who beg to have their belt or whatever, it's just to impress those people. Yeah, well, I won the belt. Yeah, I did win. Here it is. It's right here. So, no. I'm sure Arnold Schwarzenegger, when someone asked him about Terminator 2, he would probably say, yeah, it's a great movie. But they're like, yeah, but did you like it really? But did you kill anyone? Well, yeah. And starts naming everybody that he killed in the movie. No, he doesn't remember how many people he killed in the movie. He's just like, yeah, it's a great movie.
He's part of a whole thing.
He's part of a trilogy. Well, not trilogy. It's more than that.
Man, I hate to do this, but I need to end this. I have a social distancing barbecue that I have to go to.
Oh, go and do that, man.
It's my family, my in-laws.
Barbecue and family, you got to do it.
Man, I appreciate you taking the time to do this. I know it's not the type of thing you normally do, but I fucking appreciate it.
I hate doing podcasts, actually, but you're such a nice son of a bitch. And, I'll do this. We'll do this anytime, brother.
Dude, honestly, like, I enjoyed this fucking conversation. Like, I have people on my podcast, they always ask, like, oh, like, do you? I'm like, I'm not good. I'm not an interviewer. I just hit record and shoot some fucking topics, and then we just talk and have a fucking. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good, but who gives a fuck? Like, I feel like, I don't know, I just enjoy having conversation. I enjoy talking, and sometimes I enjoy hearing people's perspective on certain things, because I'm like, I'm not at my ideologies are not all etched in like stone where I can't change my mind. And sometimes I like hearing someone else's opinion on certain things.
Yeah.
Because it makes me question, right? It makes me go, he does a fucking good point. You know what I hate about all this pandemic shit is the people that are too much on the right. Sometimes they make good points, but they use moronic ways to try to relay their fucking message. And I'm like, you lost me. Like, I saw a guy the other day, he was using he was attributing how the government was treating us the same as a husband that was beating his wife. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, sorry, man, you lost. You sometimes I could kind of give you 5 minutes of my time to hear your ideas, but when you use these ways to relay your message, you lost me. Now you're just
no, they're crazy. Sometimes it's crazy. I was watching a lot of it in the beginning, and then I was like, no, I'm turning off the news now. You can't, because you know what's going on, but it's just getting overhyped. And then you're like, well, if you even say your opinion on it, you have like 10 people like, well, why are you thinking that way? Well, you have to think this way, and then you have to do that. Where's your mask? You don't have a mask. You have rubber gloves. Did you wash your hands? And you're like, whoa, dude. Okay, all right. I'm staying home. All right. How about that?
Yeah, I stay home and I mind my own business. That's all I'm doing.
So, so everyone follow my Instagram at RFN Show, OURFN Show. And Travel Buddy, that's Travel BUDIE, Travel BU Die, and Franchise QC.
And so you can watch your fucking lives every Saturday at 2:57 p.m., right?
Gotti, that's where I talk shit about everybody.
They're interesting. Man, I appreciate you. Man, I thank you for doing this.
We'll do it again.
All right, brother.
Peace out. All right.
Well, Savages, that's it for episode 42. I really hope you enjoyed my conversation with rapper, actor, wrestler Brad Alekxis. Don't forget to check him out on Instagram at FranchiseQC. Also on Instagram, RFN Show, at RFN Show, and at Travel Buddy. That's Travel Buddy, BUDIE. If you're still listening up to this point, like I say at every episode, I appreciate the fuck out of you. I appreciate the fuck out of anybody that listened, maybe not just at this point. Maybe they stop listening right after I'm done talking to whoever I'm talking to, but you know what the fuck I mean, right? I appreciate anybody that's taking the time to subscribe, taking the time to download, share, talk about This Savage Life. It's a project of mine, and I appreciate that people are willing to go along with it. And I appreciate the fuck out of you, like I say every time. Really hope you enjoyed episode 42. I got some more episodes coming up, some great episodes. Hopefully we can get some more fucking great guests like we've been getting in the past few weeks. Thanks a lot. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Savage Paulson. That's at Savage Paulson. Same thing on Twitter at Savage Paulson. Forget to check out and like the Facebook page, This Savage Life. The Facebook page, This Savage Life. Check it out. Give it a like. Give it a share. My YouTube channel at Savage Paulson. Check it out. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification button. Hit all the button. Make sure you get everything Savage Paulson, everything This Savage Life. I load up all the episodes of This Savage Life on my YouTube channel. So if you don't want to go through the Apple Podcasts or the iTunes or the Google Play or the Spotify or the Stitcher, you go to YouTube. That's your thing. I'm on YouTube. Check it out at Savage Paulson. Give it a subscribe. Give it a notification. Whatever. Push all the buttons. Catch you next time. Be safe. Much love.